Hello and welcome to my very first video. My name is Hans and this is my channel, Food Around the House. You join me on a particularly sunny afternoon in February. Although it might seem quite warm, it's still very cold outside and there's a thick layer of snow. But nonetheless, it's the middle of February, so it's the start of the growing season and I'm going to be sowing the first seeds. I will do this in this video, but not after I've given a short introduction about my channel. What sort of video can be expected and what sort of things I will do in the future. So, first a little introduction and then I'll be sowing peas and field beans. The main focus of my channel will be my rooftop garden, which is on the top of the house. It's a flat roof and I've made a few beds on there, about 6 or 7 square meters total. I've been growing food on there for a couple of years now. It started out small, got bigger and bigger. And this year I really want to get a good crop. My goal is, although it might seem ambitious, to get 100 kilograms of food out there. So I'll be giving monthly updates on the yield, how much produce I've taken off, and there will be all other sorts of videos in which I will show what's going on the rooftop garden. The rooftop garden is still covered in a thick layer of snow, so I'm not able to sow the first seeds. Which is quite a pity, because I already would have wanted to have sown the spinach and some carrots. But I guess I'll just have to wait one more week for the snow to melt. On my channel there will also be videos on our garden. It's a garden with a lot of food producing species. Designed in a bit of a food forestry way. Lots of perennials bearing fruits or edible leaves, and I'll be giving updates on that garden, see what's flowering, see what's fruiting, and just show the overall beauty of it throughout the season. And another subject on my channel will be our future chickens. We don't have chickens yet, but we've made a chicken coop in our garden, and we'll be getting chickens soon in the spring. And yeah, we'll give updates on them, see how they grow up, make a video when they produce their first eggs and that sort of thing. Lastly, there will also be videos on some more subtropical plants, which I'm trying to grow here in the Netherlands, outside in the summer, inside in the winter, and I will even be doing some experiments with growing some citrus outside in the Netherlands, so stay tuned for that. If this all sounds interesting to you, consider following me on my channel. And join me on my journey, in which I will see how much food can be grown around the house, and most importantly, how much fun we can have doing so. Stay tuned. Hello, welcome back. It's now the following day, and today it's time to sow. I'll be sowing some field beans, which you can see over here. The variety is called Acca Dulce, and it's supposed to be a good tasting variety. And I'll be sowing some peas as well, which you can see over here. The variety name is in Dutch. It's called Eerste Vroege Mei, which translates into English into the 1st of early May. And I chose this variety because it's supposed to be a very early variety. And I want to be growing some cucumbers and courgettes after the peas. And with this early variety, this should be possible. Okay, so now before we can get into sowing, we first have to make a potting mix, which we'll do now. I'll be using some perlite and some high quality potting mix. I'll be using about 2/3 of the potting mix, 1/3 of perlite, and I'll add something else into it as well, which I normally don't do, but I still had this laying around. It's some sort of inoculant, and it contains all sort of mycorrhizal bacteria, but also rhizobia bacteria, which are the bacteria which together with the legumes are able to bind nitrogen. So fixate nitrogen from the air. So normally those bacteria are in some soils already, but by adding some of this inoculant, it might give an early boost to these plants. But you could easily do it without it. Okay, so first we add some perlite to the mix. about this much. Very dusty. You might want to wear a mask doing this. And then we will add the soil, which is a bit hard to do with the camera in one hand, so I'll just do it and film after that. So I've added the potting mix, and now I'll add a bit of water to wet it down, and after that I'll get a good mix. Okay, so just mix it up a bit, make a nice homogeneous soil mix. Okay, so now I'm going to mix the inoculant into the mix. Just throw it in there and mix it. I've wetted it down quite a bit, and as you can see, it's a nice loose mix because of the perlite. And now it's time to fill up our little pots, which I've got over here. They're about what is it, 5 by 5 or 6 by 6 centimeters, and I'm going to be filling these up, and after that it's time to sow. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, as you can see, they're all filled up now. We've got about 15 little containers here, and I've got my field beans over there. So I'm gonna put one field bean in every little container. So to do that, make a hole with your finger about 2 to 3 centimeters. Put in the bean, and that's it really. Just put the soil back. This one is good to go. So I'm gonna do that for all 15 of the pots, and after I've done that I will be back. I'm just finishing up the last pot right here, and yeah, it should be good to go now. Just wait for about a week, maybe 2, and should have some great little field bean plants. I've got this little marker, as you can see, with field bean and the sow date on it, which I'll just put here in the corner so I know that this is a tray of field beans. I filled up another 24 pots with soil and put them in two trays. As I was filling them up, I noticed I hadn't made enough potting mix, so I made some more potting mix. But yeah, now it's time to sow the peas, which I've got laying over here. Nice little peas. I'm gonna put 2 peas in every pot. So make 2 holes, again about 2-3 centimeters. And try to make the holes as far away from each other as possible. Otherwise the roots of the peas might get strangled up in one another, and we don't want that. We'll make it a lot harder with planting them out. So yeah, I'm gonna now fill up all these trays with peas, and I'll be back. That was it for sowing the peas. All pots should now contain 2 seeds of peas, and now the most important task is to just wait. Keep them moist. So yeah, just water them every other day. Just feel if they're still moist, and yeah, in about 1-2 weeks we should have some field beans and some peas. Oh yeah, I've also made this for the peas, with peas on it and a date. Just make sure to put them in a nice sunny spot inside the house or inside a greenhouse, and just wait. So that was it for my very first video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. If you like this sort of content, consider subscribing to my channel. There's more of this stuff to come. And yeah, see you later.